Hugh does go down there. Olaf does die as well. Jin Zhao gets a little bit of revenge there. Doesn't manage to chase down Annie. So overall, I think we did kind of lose that team fight. We came out behind on that one.
Definitely. As you can see, we're 23-29. I mean, we're not getting any farther behind, which is really nice. I don't think we're really picking up anything, unfortunately. So it's kind of a downside. But, you know, we're hanging in there. We've lost a lot of turrets. At this point, I think both of us are kind of under the impression we're going to lose.
Yeah, this was a very back-and-forth game, and at this point, we were pretty much ready to throw in the towel. And then, as he was kind of saying over Skype, we were just waiting to lose the game at this point. We really didn't expect to win. We were just waiting for them to come in and finish it.
Yeah, so on the mini-map, if you can see that now, there's a red X in kind of the middle upper corner. Not really middle. I don't know.
It's right below like where Jin Zhao is in top lane now.
Yeah, so pause the video, go look at it. Go find the big red
I thought you were telling me
skull
to
with
pause the
X.
video for a second. I almost did.
But that is the super neutral creep monster in the game. And
Baron Nashor.
His name is Baron Nashor, and this said Baron Nashor gives everyone on the team that kills him a buff called the Baron Nashor buff. Hey, what do you know?
It's actually called Exalted with Baron Nashor, which I really don't understand because last I checked, killing someone was not a good way to become exalted with them.
True. But it does increase your regeneration. Oh, and here we run into a big team.
Yeah, we see them trying
fight.
to get some neutral mobs, so we do kind of run in and try to screw them up a little bit. Always a good thing you can do because they're not going to be ready for the encounter, and they're going to have the neutral mobs adding a little bit of damage here. So overall, this went pretty well for us. I think we got 2 kills and only lost 1 person, if I remember correctly.
I don't know if I die here, but I think I get Annie. Hey,
Yeah.
Do I get Annie?
No, you get Olaf.
But then, yeah, there
You get Annie, nice. Okay, so that was definitely good for us. But then Evelyn pops out of nowhere and kills me like 2 feet from the tower. Kind of embarrassing. I should have gotten back in the base there.
I die like right on top.
Oh yeah, you die in the exact same way because you just had to recall here, and then Evelyn kills you too. Which I'm really confused about because I thought towers were supposed to be able to see cloaked units. So yeah, not great there. Not one of Hugh's brighter moments. But as we were saying, Baron Nashor, when you kill him, he is very hard to kill. You cannot do it at lower levels, and you really do need the majority of your team to be there to help you get it, because he has a lot of health and he can do a lot of AoE damage. And when you kill him, you get a buff, like we said, commonly referred to as the Nashor buff. And it gives you increased health regeneration and increased mana regeneration, so it can be really good. It's something you really want to be getting and trying to prevent your opponent from getting it. And one thing that you can do is if you find your opponent getting Baron Nashor, you can just run in there and try to screw everything up for them. And you can actually get a lot of kills that way because, like we said, Baron Nashor has fairly good damage output. And so if you kind of distract them so they have to fight you but are still taking the AoE from Nashor, it can really screw them up.
Speaking of Nashor, they get it pretty shortly. Don't mean to be like the spoiler alert there, but it is quite unfortunate. And as you can see, our Yi just takes massive amounts of damage. He gets out, luckily, right at the last second. I run in there too, wasting some of my mana. But here comes Olaf, and he is going to F you off.
Yeah. Oh, look, I'm dead.
What do you know?
See, I pop my flash, I pop my knockback, I pop my shield. That can't be disabled is so obnoxious because I have so many abilities that help me flee, like my knockback, my slow, my knocked airborne gale, and he's just immune to all of them, and he can chase me down and slow me and kill me horribly. So Olaf gets a lot of kills this game, and he is really not my friend.
And it takes 2 team members to kind of focus him down there, and we do lose, I think, both of them for that kill. So that's unfortunate. Actually, oh yeah, here we go. So our Xin Zhao is a
this is an epic battle. Jin Zhao versus Evelyn, and Jin Zhao just has so much life drain that he manages to fight his way through that, get away with like 16 health or something, and get the kill. And now you see mass congratulations go out to him in the chat, and Evelyn not too happy about it.
Definitely not. So we did come out ahead of that. We did ace their team. So acing means basically everyone on their team is dead at once.
I thought it
pretty
meant you
straightforward.
killed everybody on their team without losing somebody yourself in the process.
No.
Huh. Okay. Well, I learned something new today. So yeah, ace their team there, and that's really good because it basically means we can run unchecked for a little while now.
Definitely. So we are going to try and push mid here. We're going to try and take out some of their towers. As you can see, we're really losing a lot of our towers. We don't have a ton left here. And unfortunately, we're not really killing many of these neutral mobs. As you can see, there's also the kind of the counterpart to Baron Nashor, who is easier to kill, but still definitely difficult to kill, who spawns here, and he is the dragon. So
And he's invisible.
he's dead.
I'm gonna go with invisible because it makes me feel better about the fact that they were getting all the mobs.
So, we we didn't really play great this game.
No, we really didn't. Hugh, you like to jungle sometimes. You don't do it this game as much, but you like to do that. Why don't you give a little explanation as to what that is for our viewers?
I would love to. So as you can see, we're going around to these different kind of outcroppings in, it kind of looks like a jungle, kind of this area in the map. So we are killing these kind of neutral monsters, which don't spawn for either team, and whoever attacks them will attack. They won't attack on sight. And they do give you money for killing, obviously. And, okay, I'll come back to that. This is just bad.
Our Vlad dies horribly. The fact that he's running in the wrong direction because everybody's behind him means that something went horribly wrong somewhere. And as you can also see, they have those purple glowing spikes around them. That is the Nashor buff. That means that they got Nashor while we were busy finding the dragon that they'd already killed. So I don't believe we get maybe one kill there, and that is good in the sense that that one person will not have Nashor buff when they respawn, but the downside to it is that we lost like 4 people there, so it probably wasn't worth it. Nashor buff does not get stolen when you kill the person. You may notice some other buffs, like Annie has another buff right now that has these 4 runes floating around her. Those buffs also come from neutral mobs. They are much easier to acquire, and there is a blue buff which gives mana regeneration and cooldown reduction, and a red buff which gives movement speed increase and lets you slow your opponent's attacks, if I remember correctly. Those buffs, if you kill somebody who has it, you will get the buff. Olaf kills me right here, which is really not fun. So yeah, I was alive for like 5 seconds. And after 25 minutes, you can call in a surrender vote if you just think that you're going to lose horribly, which at this point, they're killing our turrets. They're close to our nexus. It looks like we're going to lose pretty badly. The surrender vote thankfully did not pass, however. So we do actually get a good number of kills here and kind of force them back out of our base. And like I said, they're going to lose the Nashor buff now, so a lot of them aren't going to have that buff anymore, which is going to be a nice advantage for us. We managed to kill the Annie here. I think we killed all but one of their team members at this point. And one other thing you may notice, you saw something that said, like, an inhibitor has been destroyed or something along that. Unfortunately, like I said, there's no replay functionality, so I can't actually pan over to it right now. I don't really have control of the camera because I'm watching what I filmed earlier. But inhibitors there are 3 of them. That's that blue crystal thing that you see. And what inhibitors do is they prevent the enemy from spawning super minions. So when the inhibitor is up, the enemy will not spawn the super minions. However, if the inhibitor gets destroyed, which is what happened at our middle lane, super minions will begin spawning, and you can see one right there in the middle with the giant maces for hands. They are much stronger than average minions. They do a ton of damage, they have a ton of health, and they're just very bad to be going against. Luckily, inhibitors do respawn if enough time passes, so you won't be without an inhibitor for the rest of the game, but losing them is really a big disadvantage because the land's going to be that much harder to defend.
Definitely. They do a ton of damage, and they take a long time to kill, so you definitely don't want to lose inhibitors. Losing inhibitors is pretty bad overall.
And if you do look at the minimap right now, you notice that a lot of our towers are grayed out, whereas they've lost 1 turret in each lane. We've lost all our turrets in the middle lane, 2 turrets in top, 1 turret in bottom. We're really behind in terms of turret losses at this point. It's not looking good for us, and there's a huge wave of minions coming here. Luckily, Hugh has some nice little AoE he can do to just kill everybody pretty quickly.
Yeah, Amumu does have some pretty good laning abilities. He's also a very good jungler, so that's why one of the things I like to do is jungling. So here's another team fight. Our Xin Zhao is definitely gonna die.
It was not so much a team fight and more as a 3-on-1. Never really had a chance there. I was trying to recall to get back to the base, and I accidentally canceled it there by moving. Didn't manage to get up there fast enough to get the Tarek. So right now we're just farming the creeps and trying to regain a little bit of control over this lane.
Yeah. As you can see, we can't see any of them, so we don't know where they are.
We do find Olaf right here, and please tell me he doesn't get any kills here.
He probably does.
Probably. No, I think we actually managed to nuke him down very quickly, but somebody's probably going to die here. I think somebody just did. Their
No,
Annie
actually,
died. Oh, no, I
You do
guess.
very nicely.
Yeah, and we get their Jin Zhao, too. Wow, so this actually went pretty well for us, all things considered. We got 3 kills there, didn't lose anybody. Master Yi getting the triple kill there because Yi is pretty much just pure DPS.
Oh, and we do actually get, I think, this 4th kill. I think Master Yi
Yeah,
jumps
Master
in
Yi
there.
jumps in there, and like you can see, he did a huge amount of damage there with the leap. He is like a ninja samurai, something like that, so a lot of damage there. We're now going to check Baron Nashor to see if it's respawned and to see if they're trying to get it again. Obviously, they wouldn't be getting it again because we just killed them all, but we wanted to see if it was back yet so we could get it, and unfortunately it was not, so he does respawn eventually, but we're going to have to wait a while for that to happen. And I believe when it happens again, they just go and take it again anyway.
So there's another view at that super creep, and as you can see, 2 heroes focusing. I mean, it just takes a long time to go down. It does it a lot of damage. Level 18 is the max that you can get, so not getting any more levels from here. And at this point, it's just
A few
all
of us
about-
aren't level capped quite yet. I think the only ones who are Vlad and our Jin Zhao, so myself and Hugh are still at level 16. We got a little ways to go.
True. So once you reach level 18, the only thing you can really acquire beyond that is just more money and more items, and items are a huge part of building your character. They definitely affect your character tremendously.
One thing I will say that admittedly I'm kind of guilty of doing most of the time, there are recommended items. Those are normally wrong for whatever reason. The system doesn't work properly. So it's good to just read up a guide on the character and see what you're doing, and they will generally tell you the recommended items. Unfortunately, I was just actually buying the recommended items in this game, which is not good. Do not do that. Don't follow my example. But here we try to get... Olaf tries to get a gank. My Gale completely misses there, and I'm probably going to die, aren't I?
Most
likely, yeah. Olaf is a beast. I don't
Oh,
know.
yeah.
Okay, my teammates managed to DPS Olaf down before he actually managed to get the kill on me.
And then I die.
Yeah. Well, we got a lot of kills for it. It was worth it. And nobody likes you anyway, so it's not a big deal.
I think we did actually get quite a few kills there.
Oh, yeah, here was just showing off the skin. Originally, we recorded this the first time while we were playing, and we're trying to cast and play simultaneously, but we decided that was too hard, so now we're just recasting the recording that we have of it. So the reason I zoomed in on my character right there was because I was explaining the microtransaction system of this game. This game is free to download, free to play, there's no cost to buy it, there's no subscription fee, it's microtransaction based, meaning that to unlock heroes, there are 2 things you can do. The first of all is play games, and you will earn points through playing games, and Evelyn just got another kill there. Not good at all. But anyway, you can get points through playing games and use those to unlock heroes, or alternatively, you can spend actual money to buy a